Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kristen Mudge, and I'm going to walk you through building a frequency chart in Histogram in Excel. I have here a sample data set. For this example, I want to look at the age demographic. I specifically want to see the distribution of ages for all of my participants. It will help me better understand how much I can generalize the results to a larger population when I do a hypothesis test. Age is a continuous variable since it is ultimately a representation of time. That means if I have a normal distribution, I can use the mean to represent the participants. To make a quick determination of normalcy, I will use a histogram, which is just a graphical representation of a frequency distribution. First, I want to sort my data. I'm going to sort smallest to largest so that I know the youngest and oldest participants and can set up what we call the bins for the histogram. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight my data to keep it all grouped together. Sort and filter. I'm going to go to custom sort and sort based on age, value smallest to largest. Click OK. And as we can see here, the youngest age is 18. If we scroll down to the bottom of this data set, we'll see that the largest age is 68. Now that I know this, I can go ahead and set up my bins. The first category that I want to create is going to include ages of 18 to 25. Everything after that I can group in 5-year increments. So what I'm going to do is set up my bins right here. I'm going to give them a title called age. Then I'm going to enter the number that I want each bin to stop at. As I said, the first category should stop at 25, so I'm simply going to put 25 in this box. Anything from 0 to 25 will actually group here, but since my data set starts at 18 years old, it's going to group everything from 18 to 25. My next category should end at 30 years old, and this will group everything from age 26 to 30 in this area. Next one is 35, and so on, until we get to the end of our data range, which was 68. So in this case, Excel has a shortcut. If you highlight the first couple of cells and they have a specific pattern that Excel recognizes, you wait until you get that black arrow, click and drag, and it will fill in the values for you, so you have less work to do. Okay, now I have everything ready and I can run the analysis. So first, make sure that you click on the Data tab, go to Data Analysis, and scroll until you find this histogram option. Click OK. The input range is the range of data that is being analyzed for frequency. So you can click in that area and then highlight on the page the whole range of data, just like that. The bin range, same thing, highlight this. Now for me, I included this age as a label. If you do that, remember to check labels. If you don't highlight this bin label and this box is checked, Excel will automatically assume that this first number is actually your label, and it'll screw up your histogram. It won't include this as your first bin. So I'm going to make sure that this is checked for me. Make sure that chart output is checked. This is what is going to generate your histogram for you. Otherwise, it just generates the frequency table. So the output range in Excel normally just defaults to this new worksheet. In my case, I want it just to be right here in this data set with me. So I'm going to select an output range, and I'm just going to click right here, looks good. And then it's going to generate the charts over here. So we're all set. We can click OK. And there you go. It has generated our frequency distribution based on the age categories, and it tells you the frequency for each. And this more feature is just if there were anything beyond your last bin category, it's labeled as more. The last step is to make this look like an actual histogram, which means we have to make these bars right next to each other. If the data were ordinal, then a bar chart is fine, but for age, it's continuous, and we want this to be an actual histogram. So if you double click on the bars, it's going to pop up this menu right here. And all you do is in this gap width section, click and drag this slider down to 0, and it will bring all of those much closer together. And there you have it. There's our histogram all set up for us with 5-year increments for our age category. Now you can further customize these things in Excel. If you want to change the labels on your histogram, you simply go over into this frequency chart and you change it here. So 18 to 25, 26 to 30, and so on. And it populates the changes here. So the initial bin setup, you have to have the actual numbers in here or it won't generate correctly. But once you've established that, then you can go back in and make those changes so that the histogram best represents the data that you have. And likewise, you can go ahead and delete that last category, and that eliminates that from the chart and gives it an overall better look. And that's the basics. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and I'm happy to help.